Welcome back to the second part of chapter number 12 in this lecture series on CCNA cybersecurity operations with me, Joachim Chap12 from the University of Skövde. In this part we will talk more about working with network security data, we'll introduce Elsa and Seagull, and yeah, that's basically what we have to say about it. So let's get right through it and talk a little bit about Elsa. So Elsa stands for Enterprise Log Search and Archive and is a search and archiving tool for NSM data. So what it can do is that it can normalize log files to a common schema that can be used to, or that can be displayed in the Elsa interface. And it provides a lot of search queries for different types of data and actually different types of exploits that are pre-made. And it also allows you to make your own searches, of course. And I'm not going to dwell more on Elsa because the best way to start working with it is actually to let you go on and do the practicals that are in the material. Something that you should know about is data reduction and normalization. So first of all, a lot of data that you capture will be irrelevant or duplicate. So for instance, data may be encrypted and therefore impossible to make something of. We have a lot of routine data. So for instance, on a normal network, we have control traffic that is sent between routers to handle different things, between switches to handle different things, and a lot of other types of data that is yes there and is working as it should. And filtering out this irrelevant data is important in order not to completely drown the massive amount of normal data that is sent over a network. So if you want to, I would encourage you to do a little lab where you actually start capturing data with Wireshark using your own computer, just to see how much data that goes in and out of your computer when you are watching, for instance, a short 10-minute video lecture on CCNA cybersecurity operations. Also, you should know that different sources, different data sources may use different format for the same information. And therefore, data normalization is a very important process that normalizes data to a common format and makes it easier to handle. And this is something that is handled by, for instance, Elsa. So switching from that to Seagull. A cybersecurity analyst will work with verification of security alerts. That is like one of the most important things. Seagull automatically correlates alerts and displays correlated alerts in a single row. So in that way you can see Seagull as a ticketing system of correlated alerts. It's included in the Security Onion, so you will practice it if you follow the practicals in this course. So you can right-click the value in something that is called the CNT column. It will make sense on the next slide, and the view correlated events. So if we have a quick look at the Seagull interface, it looks something like this, where you can see that all of those rows, each row make up one correlated event. And if you right-click in this column, you can right-click on a number here and you can view correlated events. And then you can see all the events that are in this particular alert and you can analyze that alert. So for every alert, we have this correlation column. We have the ID of the sensor that is responsible for the alert. We have an alert ID, date and time for when it was issued. We have a source IP and source port number, a source IP or destination IP and destination port number, and then we have an event message that tells us something about the alert. So if we go on and talk a little bit about how we work in Seagull. So Seagull provides a query tool so that you can search and list events based on different attributes such as time, IP addresses, or from what sensor the events originated. And something that is nice is that you can actually pivot from Seagull into other tools. So if you need to do log analysis, you can pivot into Elsa. If you want to do package analysis, you can pivot into Wireshark. And of course, you can categorize, expire, or escalate alerts as you need. And a good tip is to do the Elsa and Seagull related practicals, because those tools are very good examples of like a workflow tool with Seagull and a log analysis tool with Elsa. So do those practicals when you are here taking this course. So this slide, again, I don't really know why. This was the brief introduction that I wanted to have in this second part. When I see you next time, we will be back to have a discussion on digital forensics, which is a topic that is close to my heart. But before that, do the practicals on Seagull and Elsa so that you get the feel for how it is to work as a security analyst. Until next time, feel free to leave questions in the comments field.